Intuition versus analytics. In today's world, what role does each of these play for a leader in a company? I've been asked this question recently and actually quite often recently about these two things. And so early in my career, a lot went with intuition. I mean, early at Service Express, when we were trying to figure things out, we were just trying a lot of things. I have a saying around here, try a lot of things, keep what works, fix what you can, and trash what you can't fix. And you make progress that way. And I'm a big believer in that, and we still do that here. And before we had analytics and data, that's how we figured a lot of things out. Fast forward to where we're at now, we have access to a lot of data. We've been tracking performance metrics and data here for over 10 years, over probably 15 years. And so we have a big history of data analytics. And so now we use a lot of data to make decisions, and that's great. It's very helpful. But we don't rely just on data. And so what is the role of each play? In our meetings, for me personally, and in our executive meetings, when we're talking about subjects, we'll say things like, I think this, or I wonder about that. My gut feeling is this is what's happening. And then we'll say, all right, let's go see the data and see if that backs it up. What story does the data tell us? And so you can't get rid of your intuition. That's very important, and it's built up over years of experience that you have in the workplace. And so intuition, I think, is really important. But we can't rely only on intuition, right? If we do, then we're still guessing. And with access to all this data that we have too much access to it to be guessing all the time. And so we'll use our intuition to lean into and to say, I want to go down this road and see what it tells us. And let the data come back and tell us what the answer is, or tell us, put maybe color around the answer. And so, in one of my meetings years ago, I had a saying that 2 months in a row doesn't make a trend, right? And so when we had that, something happened a couple times, and so everybody's like, that's a trend that's happening. That's how we felt, but the reality when we looked at the data is it wasn't a trend. It was 2 months worth of data, and it changed again over time. And so without data, you can overreact to situations that you don't need to overreact to. With data, it'll help inform your decisions, but data is not intuition. And so data is good when you know where to look, you think you know where to look at data to tell you the story. Another part where data is really helpful is I have a business analytics team here at Service Express. They do a phenomenal job, and I love it when they're pouring through the data and they'll say, hey, we want to talk to you about something. And that's usually a really good sign, especially when they're excited about it. We found something, we found a pattern that we want to show you, and we've had great success with that. And so I'm a big believer in both. As a leader, hone your intuition. It's there for a reason, and it's built on years of experience. But also look at your data and make sure you're not making emotional decisions to something and you're really seeing the trends of what you're looking at. And as I like to say, the story behind the numbers and behind what the data that you're looking at to make the best decision possible. And that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the best decision possible for the company and everybody in it. So let me know your thoughts. Thanks.